Well, I suppose this is going to be another continuation at this point. This is only 3:58, damn near 4 o'clock in the morning for Sunday, the 16th of July, 2023. Am I alive yet? Am I awake yet? Not really. We were down in St. Roseman, California. Yeah, normally I'd be doing the diary of the griever named John Weaver, but at this point, it ain't happening. I'm going to be putting on CNN for this morning because they're going to be talking about the consequences of what I was talking about in the previous video. All our stupidity and all our insanity that we're trying to do for on ourselves these days. We're in for it. And we don't even realize it. We don't care to realize it. That's the problem. And if we did, we wouldn't be putting ourselves in this serious situation. But we are. Hearing about the Canary Islands going up, that's scary enough right there. It's one thing if I was seeing something of a volcanic nature, but this isn't. This is global warming. And while I'm searching on that one, I'm going to be turning on the news and I'm going to be hearing the commercials at this point. So that's what you're going to be hearing bleeding through the headset here. Because it's just about 4 o'clock in a few more seconds. There we go.
let's go. And she was monitoring the temperature on her phone. She's like, Mom, it's going to be hot.
Miami has seen a record 34 straight days where the heat index has climbed above 100 degrees, with the last 12 topping 105 degrees, which is double the previous record of 6. Halls Valley, Oklahoma saw its heat index climb to 126 degrees on Thursday, the highest in 30 years. Officials for the city of Las Vegas here are reminding residents, and this applies to people in other states too, that you should never leave pets or people in hot cars, even for just a few minutes, because the temperature inside can increase to dangerous levels very quickly. Victor and Rahel, back to you.
Rafael, thanks so much for a check on how long this will last. Let's go to meteorologist Brandon Miller. So I expect that it's going to be hot again today, but how deep into the week are these triple-digit temperatures going to last?
All week, and I think we're going to be talking about them again next weekend, unfortunately. Starting right now, this is the cool part of the day, quote-unquote cool. 97 degrees in Phoenix is what the temperature is right now. 91 in Las Vegas. If you're coming out after a late night in the casino, it's like a heat blast to your face. 91 degrees, 91 again in Palm Springs, and it's only going to get hotter from here through the day. 117 again, temperature this afternoon expected in Las Vegas. That would again tie that record temperature, hotter than they've ever been. Phoenix, again, that record ongoing. 116 today. It's going to stay above 110 all week. Again, that record is 18 consecutive days. We're going to hit that on Monday, shatter it on Tuesday, and continue it through the week. It's never been this hot for this long, and here we are, unfortunately, looking to next weekend. This is from the National Weather Service, their forecast for basically about Friday through Monday of next weekend. Above average temperatures again here in the Southwest. The hottest times of the year, and it's going to be above even those hot normals. So that trend continues. And speaking of a trend continuing, more showers and thunderstorms, exactly what we don't want to see here in the Northeast. Here in the New York metro area, probably waking up to some thunderstorms out there, and that's not what you want to hear. This area has been hammered by up to 300% of their average rainfall over the past 30 days. It was just last Sunday that we saw the flash flooding, the dangerous flash flooding set up in West Point, New York, and then Vermont on Monday. And this is the third one of these elevated threats, level 3 or level 4 of the flood threat today. So, again, another round of storms. These slow-moving storms are going to get out of the way for the work week, but today on Sunday, we're absolutely wanting to follow this for more flash flooding concerns there in the Northeast.
Brandon, is there some connection between the flooding in the Northeast and the heat in the South and the Southwest?
Yeah, there is, Vic. That's a great question. And, there's a couple sort of connective tissues here. Sort of the first of which is this high pressure that we've been talking about, the heat dome that's here. And so that sort of has a circulation like that. It brings the hot desert air into the west. It's also bringing the jet stream sort of comes up here, and it has to stay here. And so it's bringing the smoke down from Canada, and then it's bringing rain showers into the Northeast, where we've got the moisture from the Atlantic. So it's that same pattern. And the other big connective tissue here that we can't ignore is climate change. You look at all these, if you're in almost any part of the country, it's like a patchwork quilt of warnings here. Heat, we know heat waves are getting stronger and longer from climate change. The smoke is coming from Canada, where they're having an unprecedented fire season off the records from heat up there. And then here in the Northeast, we know that the floods are also becoming more common because warmer air and warmer water equals more rain and more floods.
Victor, meteorologist Brandon Miller watching it for us. Thanks so much. Well, the U.S. is not the only country baking under a weeks-long heat wave. Southern Europe countries are sweltering in the intense heat, and there are no signs that it will let up anytime soon there. The Italian Health Ministry has issued a red alert for 16 cities, urging people to find shade wherever they can. Temperatures in Italy could go above 118 degrees over the next few days.
In fact, it got so hot in Greece on Saturday that the Acropolis in Athens was forced to close for the second day in a row. Let's bring in CNN's Barbie Latzenado. She joins us now from Rome. Barbie, it's the summer. This is sort of peak travel season, tourism season for Western Europe. Is it stopping tourists from seeing the sights, this heat?
Well, absolutely not. If you look behind me, we're here. It's 1 o'clock
day when authorities say everyone should be taking cover and getting out of the heat and into the shade. You've just got so many tourists here. These are people lined up to take a tour inside the ancient Roman Colosseum behind me. That Colosseum's not covered. It's not air conditioned. So obviously no one here is really taking the advice of the health officials. But it's hard to convince them to do so. So many people come to Italy and other tourist towns in southern Europe to spend their vacation, their expensive holidays. You're not going to cancel. And so the heat is not stopping people, but it's going to get worse. And we're expecting really for the, more and more difficulty to come. And even people who are used to the heat are finding it hot. Let's listen to what this one tourist from Washington, D.C. had to say.
We're suffocating. I mean, we are from Washington, D.C., and we get a lot of heat there, but it's not like this. It's like you can't find relief. Let me put it that way.
And it's not like a lot of heat. The humidity is so heavy here, and it's not cooling off at night, and it's days and days and days of this heat, and the new heat wave, the heat wave last week, the heat wave this week, no end in sight. We're hoping that by the end of next week, maybe it'll get down to normal temperatures, which I have to say are always hot this time of the year. But as you see, the tourists aren't stopping, even though the heat is really almost unbearable.
Yeah, I just looked up what the temperature is expected to be in Washington, D.C. today. Barbie, it's 87 degrees, which is still hot, but certainly better than 95 degrees in Rome, where you are right now. Barbie Latinado, thank you.
Authorities in Georgia are searching for a managed.
Okay. I had to get that on record. I had to get that on record. It's we're cooking ourselves basically. Think of ourselves as in an enclosed microwave. We have a pot of water in there. We're increasing the temperature as we increase the temperature to high in the outside setting, and we're living in a steam vat that's literally steaming us to death. People can complain about hot summers, what it was like to have 90, 95 and complain about that. Well, try and when you're going for the triples at this point over here, and there's no relief. I mean, these people complained about they went from Washington D.C. all the way to Rome, and the heat and humidity over there was cooking them. It's like going into the southeast. Yeah. One of my cousins lives out in Georgia. Her family's scattered about, and she has to contend with. They have to contend with the heat and humidity. I hate to see their energy bills. I know I got biological cousins out in San Diego. They got to deal with the heat. Less humidity, but they're getting cooked. I was going to say something about there was fire happening out in the Canary Islands. I wanted to get a map of the damn place. I want to see where it was. Because some of these places you just don't expect it. But they're off the coast. Basically, I think they're off the coast of Africa. It's more northern portions of Africa. So I wanted to take a look at something here. I wanted to take a look at Google Maps before I kick off. And I'm going to be doing more of my, once I put the stuff back onto a floppy drive, flash drive actually. What I'm trying to do is limit the computer access as much as possible. Fire pads work because they draw less heat. I can conserve on that and stay in the bedroom. It's just hot as hell right now as it is. Even though it's about a comfortable 75 outside, I'm more worrying about, if I was in Las Vegas right now, where the hell would I be? In air conditioning at this point over here and worrying about it like crazy. So, alright, I just got Google Pro on. Okay. That's what I thought. Owned by the Spanish government, but it's off the coast of Africa. A chain of islands. If I looked at the map correctly on this one, they're getting fried. There are towns, there are a city or two on the Canary Islands. It's usually a tourist area for cruise ships, not to mention Western Europe, to partake in the island. Well, now some of these places on the island have to evacuate because of fire. I think in one of the islands has got about 11,000 acres already burning already, and the town closest to it have to evacuate. I say that like it's extraordinary news. For me, it is. And what also drives me crazy is Canada in itself still hasn't solved the fire department because they still have a lot of wilderness being torched in their territory. And those ashes are being flowed down into the states all across the northern regions to the east. And they're still going to be dealing with they're going to be dealing with the effects of it. Not the heat wave, ashfall, as they've been talking about. For weeks, for nearly months, they've been dealing with the fires and they still hadn't got the damn things under control. Even if we had sent part of our forces up there, it would still take them a hell of a long while to get that fire under control. They would have arguments out here in the States about how our handling of fire had to be modified. Yes, it has to be modified because the temperatures are getting worse and worse. And they're getting longer and longer, and the fuels are going up faster. What scares the hell out of me is all those nice, lovely forests we've been trying to salvage left and right are going to be going up in smoke again. We have the forested regions of Northern California, the Yosemite Forest. What was it last year they had forest fire up in that territory that lasted for weeks, months? Then you've got then you've got Oregon. Scares the hell out of me because the greenery I see up there is going to be denuded pretty shortly. If the temperatures continue on the way they are, I wouldn't be surprised if they went up. And if the temperatures actually extended all the way into the state of Washington, they're going to be getting it too. I got a friend of mine who lives up in Washington. I'm worried about him. Got a friend of mine up in Oregon. I got to worry about him too. So this climate change is affecting everybody. We play head games because we don't want to deal with the enormity of it, because it scares the living crap out of us. How does picking up garbage from the ground help that kind of situation? I don't know. But it does take effort on our part to try to limit how much crap we can put on the earth and how much of it's going to be recycled right back into our food chain to where we're going to be being affected by it. And not to mention how much gases, one way or another, we're putting into the atmosphere and don't even realize it. Yes, we like our barbecues. Yes, we like our cars. Yes, we need to go out into different places left and right. Depending upon fossil fuel left and right, and I know it takes minerals, rare minerals, to get batteries of cars to be worked on until they get something else worked on. We haven't gotten into the level of technology where fusion, not fission, but fusion energy is possible. We're not there yet. Nowhere near it. And if we did, we at least would have an energy source. But also, we need to depend upon the ocean as well. But if we're killing off everything else in there, we're killing off our oxygen supply. Yeah, I'm sounding there twice already in two different videos at this point. There should be two different things to talk about. But unfortunately, everything's so interconnected, it's not even funny.